Hi Poops, today's going to be just a quick little video that I wanted to put up for you guys. It's kind of hard to make a video about a book because it's just a book for it to speak for itself, but I wanted to give this recommendation out here for you today guys, because my channel is kind of all about appreciating the small things in life and trying to remain as positive as possible, and I feel like this book has a potential of doing that. So I hope you enjoy this book recommendation. I've never done this on my channel before, but I want to start doing it because I know that I do collective hauls every month and I talk about things that I think that you guys should check out and see, but I feel like this deserves a whole video of itself because I've really digged it and I hope you dig it too. So enjoy the video, let me know what you think in the comment section below. Yeah. Praying to God that the title doesn't put you off. I mean, it says this book could potentially change your life or whatever it says. I'm basically saying that because I feel like it could have changed mine a little bit. I have had this belief basically the majority of my life that everybody has their own like spiritual pathways. This is going to be quite hard to talk about considering as all of you won't believe in this sort of thing, but I know that you guys like hearing about my beliefs, so I'm just going to put this out there. I believe that we're put on the earth to kind of like go through our own lives and learn different things whilst we're on the earth plane, and to develop in our own ways and to get to the end of life and have all these things that you've been put on the earth to learn, and to give yourself a position where you have come to the end of your life and you've learned all these different things and you have now developed as a person, and then you are eventually put on the earth plane again when you are no longer in the spirit world. I'm not going to get into that, but basically if like all of you can relate to this, if I put it this way, is that when you're on life, when you're in life, when you have a life, words are not working. When you're living your life, you basically learn a lot of life lessons, and you do that as you go along, and at the end you die, and whether or not you believe in life after death is another thing, but in short, you've learned a few life lessons, right? This book is written by a guy called Randy Pausch. The ability of speaking people's names will never be a talent of mine. It's basically a guy who is a computer science professor, had been diagnosed with terminal cancer, and the last lecture he gave was called Really Achieving Your Childhood Dreams. And just because he knew he was dying of cancer and it was going to be the last lecture he was ever going to give, the lecture wasn't about dying. It was about the importance of overcoming obstacles, of enabling the dreams of others and seizing every moment, because time is all you have, and you may find one day that you have a lot less than you think. It was a summation of everything Randy had come to believe. It was about living. It sounds really super depressing, but it's not. Like, it's got tons of humor in it, intelligence, inspiration. It's so good. One quote I really love from him in particular is, "We cannot change the cards we are dealt, just how we play the hand." I love that. At the moment in my life at this point in time, I'm very extremely lucky with what I've been given, but I think that no matter what I will come across in my life, which I hope is as good as possible, I will try and deal with it as best as I can. And I love how Randy can say that, especially being in the consequences that he is in. I mean, for somebody to say that who has terminal cancer is very freaking inspiring. This whole book is basically chapters and chapters of his life lessons. And he talks about the last lecture he gives to his students, but as he's doing that, he's speaking about the time around him having the cancer, mainly his life and all the things he, looking back at his life, has realised that he's learned, and his experiences with helping other people achieve their dreams as well as him achieving his. It's kind of like a little diary. It's kind of like, here is my advice to give to you before you go off and set your own life ahead of you. It's really, really, really uplifting. It just makes you feel like you can be inspired by somebody who wants you to kind of take control of your own dreams just like he did. Even though it's super sad that he has passed away and he is not with us anymore, it's still nice to kind of take a chunk of the passion he had and try and put it into your life as much as possible. There are so many things that I've learned from this book, and I agree with some of the stuff he said, even though I've kind of come across them in my life differently to him. Like, he might have had a story that he experienced with his wife or something, but I knew that anyway because I had experienced something similar in my lifetime, but a completely different situation. So it's kind of the sort of things you probably know anyway, but some things you might not. Like, for example, he's got sub-chapters which are titled things that is a bit of advice, like no job is beneath you, never give up. And you may know some of these things already, but the stories that he has behind them of how he figured them out is super inspiring and really worth a read. He has such nice things to say, and he puts them in words that I could never do. I would love to write a book like this. I haven't been through enough experiences in my life to write something so good as this, but this is the sort of thing I would like to write one day, something similar. And can I just give a shout out to the freaking illustrator of this book. Whoever made this cover is amazing genius. It's so pretty. I love this bit of string here. It's like raised so it feels like it's actually string. I was recommended this book by somebody. I was actually recommended this book by one of you guys. You commented this in one of my videos where I spoke about wanting to read something new, and I didn't know the book was going to look like this. I just went on eBay, got it for £2, which was pre-owned. Someone's already had this before, so it's secondhand. They sent me it and I was like, this book is so cute looking. I was not expecting it to look so nice, and it feels really smooth and soft. I'm such a book nerd. I just love books to feel nice. I know I used to love sitting with my nan and hearing some of the stories she used to come out with and the advice she'd have to give me about her life and that, and I really miss that. And so sometimes it's nice to get that when you can't always get that by reading a book instead. So that's a recommendation for any of you guys. Please let me know if you actually do go ahead of this. I know that this is available online. You can actually read it online if you want. I decided to get the actual book because I read half of it on my phone, and then I was like, no, I need to get the actual copy because it's amazing. And maybe you've read it already, maybe you know the author. I do believe that his wife made a second book after this one because she wanted to give her opinion of the story, probably wanting to write a story after he had died, like the life of her living with the children, living as an independent woman who doesn't have somebody around anymore. There's quite dark sides of her book, so I'm not quite sure whether I should read that or not because it's not really the same wavelength as this one. But do let me know what you think. I do actually believe somebody else wrote this book with him. I'm not sure if he wrote all of it because obviously he passed away. It did actually explain it at the beginning of the book, but I can't actually remember. I actually read this quite a long while ago. I've been meaning to make this video for ages. So thank you guys for watching today's video. It's very short and sorry. But I will see you guys in 3 days time. Let me know if you want me to do any more recommendations. Maybe I could do films. Maybe I could do like recommendations of the month or something. I don't really think I could come up with something every month. But if I have any recommendations videos, would you like to watch them? It could be anything down to specific nail varnish. Like it could be my ultimate. Maybe I could do a product of the month that I want to talk about. Like instead of just a collection of stuff like my hauls. Anyway, I'm rambling. Thank you guys for watching. All my social networking sites are down there in my cleavage in the description box below. On my social networking sites, I usually share things like this, like on my Instagram, my Twitter, my Facebook. I talk about things that I'm really enjoying and loving, and you guys interact with me. So if you like that sort of thing, then that's probably the best thing for you to do. Or you can just subscribe to this channel and be notified every time I make a new video. I hope you're choosing happiness, and happiness will choose you if you do that. Also, stay sexy, stay positive, stay awesome. Bye guys. That one. Look. Trolley cam.